Additional witnesses or any additional documents that you're requesting to be present? You're
Yeah,
talking about video. You're talking about Mayor Hales, Commissioner Fritz, Commissioner Fish,
Gregory
Mr.
Frank.
And also I would call Mary, who's present here. She
doesn't need to be subpoenaed, correct?
no.
So we don't have to worry about her.
What when you do it today? No, she's here.
Okay. All right.
So yeah.
So
Jim
those
needs to be subpoenaed.
Mr. Inge, say your last name again.
Inge.
Okay, Mr. Inge, you want to respond to that, please?
Yes, Mr. Frank. We believe that we have the witnesses, we have, and as Mr. Walsh pointed out, we have the video, and we also have transcripts that would corroborate our assertion and substantiate the reason why we are requesting the exclusion. So at this time, we are not requesting that the mayor or Commissioner Fritz be here, because we believe we have substantial information here to corroborate our exclusion request.
Right. I'm looking at the code section that deals with subpoenas and my portion of the code. And it is short, and as I indicated, it is little used, because seldom do we have necessity. Usually the primary person who's involved is here. It's a police officer or someone. But it says the following. It says the code hearings officer shall issue subpoenas to any party upon the showing of general relevance and reasonable scope of the evidence sought. Witness hearing subpoena other than the parties or officers or employees of the city shall receive fees, mileage, as prescribed by law for witnesses in civil actions. End of paragraph. End of what I consider. All right. It doesn't talk about every other bit of evidence is sufficient. In other words, let's assume that we had a video, and quite honestly, it seemed to me that you with the video would be 100% of the evidence. I don't care about character evidence, quite honestly. What I care about is, did the events occur as they were described, which I worded carefully, but are they described in the exclusion? So I have no ability to simply say they're redundant, that they might add only a little bit of help. And so I believe that Mr. Walsh's request has persuaded me that there is at least it's relevant. And relevant simply means that it doesn't relate to the event that occurred. People that were at the event are relevant in my opinion. So let's talk about timing, because, and I'm going to ask Mr. Walsh a question, but think about timing, because it'll be a first that I've issued a subpoena to the mayor of the city where I work and the commissioners. It's not that I haven't met with them and know who they are personally in an official capacity, but I usually don't require them to be here, and so it's unusual. So, Mr. Walsh, if in fact they are not here, they being Mayor Hales, Commissioner Fritz, Commissioner Fish, if they are not here, are you going to raise any objection to that, and would you like to proceed without them? Or do you feel that they're absolutely necessary in order to proceed with your case?
I believe they're absolutely necessary. They are key players in the drama that happened.
Right, Mr. Inge, then you want to talk to your folks and find out when we can have them here, because I can give you some dates that we have, and I will do my best to be, I call it the ringmaster, but I will do my best to be the ringmaster and make sure that we stay relevant and not repetitive. And so in other words, I shorten up the time period that folks that are being subpoenaed are here. But I can only do so much with that. And Mr. Walsh and yourself or whoever is representing the city have a lot to do with how long the person is sitting at this other chair. So So, do you want to go off the record and talk about timing, or do you want to just tell me right now?
Well, Mr. Frank, I do not have the privilege of knowing Commissioner Frick's nor the mayor's schedule. And so what we would need to do is if you could give us some timeframes and some schedules, then what I could do is then try to work with the schedulers of both the Commissioner Fritz and the mayor.
All right, Mr. Walsh, do you have a calendar?
No.
I want this back. This is ours. I'm giving you a calendar.
Thank you. I take it you don't want me to write on it, thank you, Ron.
I would appreciate that, although,
Yeah, I just looked at it and I said, maybe I shouldn't write on this.
well, we charge 25 cents a page, and I will charge you for every page you got there. All right?
I got a half an hour on me.
Okay, well, as long as you keep it down to that. All right, here we go. November 3rd, 4th, 18th. November 3rd, 4th, 18th. I'm going to give you 3 more dates, and then that's it. This is clear December 2nd, 9th, and 16th. Those are all Tuesdays, 2nd, 9th, and 16th. So I will repeat. November 3rd, 4th, 18th, December 2nd, 9th, and 16th. All right? Mr. Walsh, I know that that's not your personal calendar, and so I'm holding you responsible for looking at that calendar. Are any of those dates unavailable to you?
No.
Mr. Ames, do you have any idea, or how long do you need to have that decision back to me?
I'll meet with the mayor's office this week, and hopefully we'll have something back to you within the next 48 hours.
All right, so today, so I'll give you until 4:30 on the 9th. Mr. Walsh, here's what we're going to do there. If I hear back from Mr. Ing, and I'm sorry, if I hear back from the city with a date, a preferred date, and keep in mind you've got 3 people's schedules to juggle here, not just one, right? I appreciate that. But I want a date. I want to get this hearing started. I want to get it proceeding, and then I want it completed on that day. All right. So I've given you the 6 different dates. They all would be a 8:30 in the morning start. I expect to hear back from you by 4:30 on the 9th. And I will send out, Mr. Walsh, and the city, from the city's perspective, I will send out a new notice of hearing that will set the date. Mr. Walsh, when you get, I'm not going to repeat this, when you get the notice of hearing, I will include with it the original subpoenas I'm telling the city. The city has an obligation to allow him to serve those. Now, if somebody agrees on behalf of the city to accept service, for example, Mr. Inge, then I'd like that discussed right now. Will you accept service on behalf of all 3?
Yes, I will.
All right, and you're in the Portland building?
Yes.
On what floor?
12th floor.
12th floor. Is that accessible to you, Mr. Walsh?
Yes, as long as the security doesn't hassle me.
They're not going to hassle you. They're not.
They've hassled me many times, just trying to observe as a citizen,
Ma'am,
normal city business.
you're not going to be in here
I'm talking to
very long.
Marion, I'm sorry.
No,
my
you're not
voice is-
talking to anybody.
I'm sorry.
All right?
You should escort me out because we need some footage right now.
That's fine.
I
Okay.
know, I want some more liveliness. Just me.
Here,
No,
sit.
I'm just kidding.
Here, let me sit
We have
by-
a history, we have a joke history, and I'm disturbing your
Sam, you're
property.
interfering with the
let me sit
conduct.
by- I know.
I'm not out of control. I know.
Right? All right. So security will not prohibit Mr. Walsh from serving the subpoenas on Mr. Indy.
They prohibit me all the time.
You understand? So, Mr. Walsh, you're good to go up there, one time, documents, and then you must return those
That's why.
back here, all right? So when you serve them, you will bring them back here, and I will put them in the file. That way, if somebody doesn't show up, in essence, it's not a court, you notice I don't wear a robe, it's not contempt of court, but it's, I will be very, very angry, all right, if they don't show up, all right? So, you will serve them, they will come in the mail, you will bring them back, and make sure that they're given, same place you submitted your appeal, all right? You can do that, and that will finish the subpoena process. Since these are city folks,